babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know.
Hello YouTubers and welcome to my rant on Dolittle, directed by Stephen Gaghan. Sorry, did I say Stephen Gaghan? I meant Stephen Gaghan. Sorry about that. Starring Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Dolittle. Oh my god. Antonio Banderas, Michael Sheen, Tom Holland, Jim Broadbent, Jessie, Buckley, Harry Collett, Emma Thompson, Rami, Malek, John Cena, Octavia Spencer, and many more! Even Ray Fiennes is in this movie, for fuck's sake. So anyway, the Dolittle is yet another reimagining of the Dr. Dolittle story, dare I say it. Okay, so the storyline of this film: after his wife's death, Dr. Dolittle decided to hide away from the world with his beloved animals, but he has to take a journey to a mysterious island to find a healing tree, which is the only medicine that can help the dying queen in Buckingham Palace. That's the plot of this movie. Well, Dolittle. There is only one thing I have to say about this movie. And if you couldn't tell what I was doing there, I was clapping. Oh my god. Dr. Dolittle. This movie sucks! Don't see this film! It is terrible! It's so terrible, I couldn't bring myself to record it in front of a camera. It's that terrible. Oh my fucking god, I hate this movie. I was the only person in my screening of this movie. And you know, I can sort of see why. This film is a clutter-brained mess! Look, I know this is a kids' movie, and I understand that I'm not the audience that this film was aiming for, but looking at it for kids, I don't think it's clear at all why they would like it. I mean, okay, yeah, some of the animals are there, but the animals in this film are all annoying, they're not funny, the humour is terrible, the story is a complete nothing, and the villains, oh my god, the villains are terrible in this film. Let's see, who are the villains of this film? You have Michael Sheen as Dr. Blair Mudfly. God, what a name. He is awful in this movie. He's so over the top, and the way he is, well, the way he leaves the film, shall we say, is very poor. Oh, God. Jim Broadbent also as Lord Thomas Badgley. He's barely in the film, and he's just trying to take the throne. So the villain's plan is so uninspired. Blair wants to get revenge on Dolittle because they've had problems in the past, and Jim Broadbent's character wants to take the throne. That's it. That's all we got for story in this movie. This movie is just a tech demo. It's a visual showcase of the animals. It's just, you know, a movie with loads of animals running around. It's a busy, chaotic, scene, and all the time it just doesn't work. It really doesn't work because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor, but this was really a miscast. This is by far the worst performance Robert Downey Jr. has ever given. I hated him in this movie. I think the reason is his accent. I couldn't tell what kind of accent he was trying to do. It looks as though, it sounds as though he was trying to do some kind of Scouse accent, or Scottish, or British. It all kind of merged into one, really, and it was very muffled. And he mumbles his lines. You can't understand a bloody word he says, and you can't engage emotionally with this character. Like, I didn't feel anything for the fact his wife died, because, I mean, I know the character is eccentric and he's meant to be that way, but Robert Downey Jr. ends up looking like a complete buffoon. It's like he's turned up to the wrong film set. It's almost like he's trying to go back to what he did for Sherlock Holmes all those years ago, and I know he's doing another Sherlock film, except he's doing it with a Scouse accent for some reason. I don't really remember the original Dr. Dolittle film, and I've seen the Eddie Murphy one as well, but not for quite a while. So, I don't know. The whole thing is a confusing mess. There's a stupid kid in the film as well, who adds nothing to the film. He's supposed to be Dolittle's apprentice. His name is Tommy. Harry Collett as Tommy. I mean, he's a decent actor, but really the character has no place in the film. God, it's just ridiculous. I can't believe the cast list that they've got here. They have the cast list. Tom Holland plays a dog who has about 5 lines in the film. Ray Fiennes plays a tiger. Everything's just so over the top in this movie. Again, I know it's a kids movie, but it just goes too far. The jokes aren't funny. The story is boring and plodding. The visuals aren't even that good. The CGI, it's obvious. You can tell. It's just obvious. And the whole kind of seafaring adventure, I don't really dig it. I mean, will kids enjoy this movie? I mean, if they're under the age of 5, perhaps, but if they look for a good story, I mean, this doesn't have it. Even on an emotional level, you can't really enjoy this movie. And I just found the whole thing completely infuriating. The film drags on as well. It doesn't, and by the time you get to the Jungle Island or whatever it is, it's not worth it by that point. It's weird. It's like Dr. Dolittle crosses with Jumanji. The third act of this movie is just awful. What the fuck? And I'm sorry for my language, but the moment when we get to the dragon, that was when I was like... I mean, first of all, the dragon looks like Smaug from The Hobbit, although the dragon's voiced by a female, which I don't have a problem with that. The actress did a great job, but what? I mean, the fact that they have to help cure this dragon, and in the end they have to pull a set of bagpipes out from the dragon? What the fuck? Did I miss something here? I mean, Frances de la Tour voices the dragon, and she does a great job, but was I on drugs or something? I'm totally lost with the story. I mean, not that there is much of a story anyway, but... oh, God, it's just... it's so embarrassingly bad. It's like they didn't care. And oh, God, I just found this thing completely infuriating. Emma Thompson voices the parrot, and I guess she's quite good in her role. And Rami Malek's good as Chi-Chi. But really, this movie is just terrible. Aside some... well, I don't know what to say. Obviously, some decent performances. Antonio Banderas plays the king, and he's actually quite good, I suppose. So there are some good performances, but otherwise, this is a terrible film. The music can't save it for me. The lazy CGI, the stupid script with the stupid jokes. Every scene is characters cracking jokes. There's no emotional weight to this story whatsoever. Not that there's much of a story, but... you can't emotionally connect with Dr. Dolittle in this film, despite the fact that they're showing you flashbacks of him and his wife. It just isn't enough for me. And Robert Downey Jr. was a complete miscast for me, and I just don't understand what he's trying to do. It's not funny what he's trying to do. He certainly stands out as the weakest performance in this movie. A total miscast for me. I mean, there is a little girl in the movie that plays the princess. I think, I don't know her name. I can't find her on the cast list. But I mean, I guess she's okay, but she doesn't have many scenes in the movie. But she's all right. You know, she turns up at the beginning, and then she's there at the end, I suppose. But I mean, I didn't care. I just really didn't care for this movie. Kids, again, kids under the age of 5 might enjoy this movie, but I mean, the very first scene, in one of the earlier scenes, the gorilla screams. Yeah, the gorilla screams at the person who's coming to the door. Yeah. It's just loads of stupid humor, stupid jokes, gratuitous, humor. The story is nothing. I don't care about it. The music can't even save it. The film's just a bore to watch, and the third act is utterly ridiculous. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the whole reason why they have to go and help the Queen is stupid. The fact that she somehow has a wrangle in the deed to his house. What? That doesn't make any sense. And if he doesn't go and help her, the house will be taken away. I mean, obviously, okay, the Queen would die, but surely she is not bound by her funds. Surely there is somebody like a trustee in charge of her funds, like a royal trustee who would help them keep secure of that house. and that laboratory where all the animals are. Why does he have to go on a quest to save her? I mean, obviously she is the queen, and you know he would have to save her. But why does it have to be that reason? The whole point, the whole setup of the premise is stupid. It's dumb, and ultimately this movie just infuriated me. So the only thing I'll say is there are some decent performances, but other than that, this movie is a train wreck. So if you want to take your kids to see it, then by all means go ahead. But as of what I think, I am just going to close off by giving this movie a 1 out of 10. Yep, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Robert Downey Jr., you are better than this. Go and do something else. I mean, we all loved Avengers Endgame, which was the last time I saw Robert Downey Jr. He gave a brilliant performance. It was his last performance as Tony Stark, and it was a very moving performance, actually. And I know we're going to see him again in Sherlock 3, so I just hope that's better than this. This was honestly a mistake, and I just want to forget about this film. I want to fucking strangle this movie and then forget about it. I want Robert Downey Jr. to forget about this, walk away, and do something else. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so that's basically my rant on this movie. So what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please comment down below, let me know. And stay tuned for my review of Birds of Prey, which is coming very soon. And until then, see ya.